Hmm. Hey friends, second video of the day. Didn't think I would make another one till next week. But something caught my attention today that I guess it brought back old thinkings and thought processes and curiosities and stuff like that. So um I don't know what I was watching, but there was something about a story. It was like there was a story about like an 80-year-old an 80-year-old man who like fell asleep or something, and he woke up and he was saw all of a sudden he was like 30. And his I guess his son came to wake him up, and it's like, oh daddy, wake up, or something like that. And then oh, I'm not going to do this story justice, but basically uh it was an 80-year-old guy who went to sleep and woke up, and he was young again, and he got to relive his life uh at the age of 30. And so, young child, raising a young child, and going through all of the trials and tribulations of the day, like a messy house, kid wants attention, bills to pay and stuff like that, and you're stretched thin, your attention spans all over the place and stressed out and everything. And this time, as the guy's reliving his life, all of that starts to fall away, and basically his attention goes to his child, or his his son, who's now a child. And all of that stuff doesn't really matter, but just spending the time with the kid. And then he doesn't want to wake up because he knows that when he wakes up, or yeah, if he falls back asleep, he'll be 80 again, and all of that stuff will go away. And it made me think about like, just personally, I mean, we've all experienced loss and stuff like that, where we've had people who passed away or moved on in our life, whether they left or went to the other side. um you know i uh I was thinking, like, if we knew when our last day would be, would we live our life differently? I think I made a video about this. Probably did, because I did have this I did have this rabbit hole come up before, where, if I knew when my last day was, say that I had like 10 years left to live, would it be different? Or how would it be different? Would things move slower? Would I be just continue and live life the same? Um, I don't know. I w- I th- I would think that, the person that I am now today, uh, I think life would change for me because it would move slower. And you know, a lot of things that we choose to hold on to or hang on to or give our attention to wouldn't be worthy of that attention, like finances, um, you know, just other things other than your loved ones and what you care about and what brings you joy, who brings you joy. Um, yeah, I was just wondering, like, what 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 are other people's thoughts? Like, if you knew someone was leaving in your life. So, for instance, my father-in-law passed away 2 years ago, and it was a big blow to our family. And I was the last one to see him, and so um, at the time we were we were going through some stuff as a family, and so there was, I don't want to say bad blood because it wasn't like that. I think, well, not I think, I know that at the end of the day, the bottom line is I knew he loved me and I loved him also. And all the stuff that was going on between us and within the family, it was stuff, but it wasn't that important. Even though, you know, at the time it kind of split the family in half. But I think I know that he knew that I still loved him and he still loved me. But if I knew the that that day when he passed away was going to be his last one, I probably would have uh did things a lot differently. Um just knowing that you can't turn back time, um you can't get it back. Um so I guess I don't know. It just really captured my attention when I saw this little video about the man and going back 50 years. Like, would you change stuff? Then I also thought, like, because at the time, like, for the sake of the story, you know he was 80, and then he went back to when he was 30. The eyes of an 80-year-old has seen and experienced more than the eyes of a 30-year-old. And it's just interesting how, like, we choose what is important, and then, like, when we're in the middle of our life, or at that time, like, I guess what I'm trying to say is, like, where we are in our lives is of the utmost importance. But if you had a chance to reflect and look back, it it might not seem as important or even significant. And so, like, I just imagine myself seeing, like, being an 80-year-old looking back and thinking you missed a lot of opportunities to have better moments. And I get it. It's like life is a part of, like, that's a part of life, living, experiencing, learning. And I guess being able to kind of slow things down and understand a little bit better instead of reacting quickly to something, to pause a little bit and ask yourself, like, is this really important to give this much energy to something? Or maybe uh I want to give a little bit more energy to this, to my child, or to my partner, or wife or husband, or father-in-law or mother-in-law, just people that we care about. um yeah, I just thought it was really interesting. It hit me in a funny way, and it made me remember these things where, I always joke with my family. Like, I think one of the things that I've uh learned the last 2 years is the ability to pause time or stop time. And it's just like, uh clearly I can't do that, but in my mind I can. And the reason why I feel like it's like a super ability is because I became less like reactionary and more I don't want to say calculated, but I really weigh out like how I want to be in that moment. So like a moment happens and then I think about myself in the moment and how I want to represent myself. And I think that's caused me to avoid a lot of unnecessary like trauma or drama, because I'm not always reactionary, like in the moment, in that split second, something happens and then, oh, I gotta be reacting immediately. I think my ability to pause and fully understand or try to understand the moment has served me well. Um, but I wonder, I don't know, I guess I just wonder like, is that living life? Like the 30-year-old you or the 20-year-old you, the young parent you, living in the moment, in the fire with all these stresses. That's life. You're living it, right? You're trying to get through it. You're trying to be perfect, or you're trying to make ends meet, or you're trying to make things happen, you know. And then, there's moments that you wish you could take back, you wish you could do over. When you think about them at your, 50-year-old self or 60-year-old self or 70-year-old self, or even if you're on your hospital bed and you're about to, walk through the other door, and you wish you could get those moments back. I don't know. It's interesting. Like, part of it is living life and having these experiences. And I guess maybe that's the deal, is you have to go through it, and then at the end, later on, when your perspective changes, then you realize y- you realize things differently, or you see things differently, you feel things differently, and then you realize like, oh, it wasn't such a big deal. And that's like your full circle moment. So it's not about like winning the moment, it's about completing the moment, you know I guess yeah. Yeah, I guess it's interesting because I think, the younger me was always trying to win the moment instead of like experiencing the moment, um, really taking it in. And now that I'm a lot older and past those days, I think my perspective has changed a little bit, and I think this video that I saw was a great reminder to myself about maybe slowing down, really knowing what the roses smell like, taking the depth of color of the rose instead of just like seeing it, maybe feeling it a little bit more, understanding what the prick of the thorn feels like. Yeah, I guess I'll just stop there. I just wanted to share that little story. It really got me. It really captured my attention, made me think a little bit, reminded me of certain things. Um, got me thinking about being on the back half of life now that I don't even know how old I am. I think I'm 50. Um, but yeah, being on the back half of life, what do I want that to be? Because the first half of life I was trying to win. And I think now it's more about, actually, I don't know what it's about. I just know I'm not trying to win anymore. I'm not trying to compete against anybody or myself. I think I'm just trying to find what is the best version of me and how do I get there. I think for now that's my purpose. And I'm sure when I turn 70, then it's probably going to be different too. Um, I don't know. Get down in the comments, please. Share your thoughts. What do you guys think about this? Maybe help me understand something a little bit more. Um, Maybe I'm not seeing something right. But yeah, let me know. Um, and if you guys are interested in an energy blessing for the month of June or Reiki, just in the comments, just just say you're interested, and I'll put you on my list, and then we can work out the exchange of whatever later. But yeah, just if you could just share your thoughts. Maybe I'm missing something or a little misguided on something. I don't know. But thanks for listening, and I'll see you guys on the next one.